This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we get into one of their albums. We break it down. We get into the music, the lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, tell your friends, share all the posts. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, and that's all I got for the boring intro. So, what are we doing today, Jeff? Go.
So there's something called sidonglobophobia, which is, okay. I think when you rub cotton balls together, it makes you cringe.
Oh, yeah, that's a weird feeling, huh?
We're doing So Much for the Afterglow by the Everclears.
Why would you bring that up? What does that have to do with Everclear?
I don't know, because the thought of cotton balls like rubbing together like really, really make me cringe. And it's always something I've wanted to Google, but every time I think about it, I'm not near my phone or my computer. So now I thought about it. So I did it real quick and then said it. That way I don't forget it.
Okay. There you go. It is a weird feeling. Yeah. It doesn't make me feel good either. But
it's not at all, is it?
No, it's weird.
Sidonglobophobia. Sidonglobophobia.
Sidonglobophobia.
See, this is the fear of cotton or cotton balls. I'm not afraid of them. I just don't like that fucking feeling. That
because it doesn't make a sound. My voice cracked. It doesn't make a sound. Too.
I literally have goosebumps. You probably can't see it.
Goose flesh, as the Britlanders say. You have goose flesh.
That's dumb. That's stupid.
Skip got so mad at us when I said that too.
Goose flesh.
A long time ago. He's like, we don't say that. That's so stupid. Dude, you fucking say it. Don't be embarrassed. That's what Britlanders say. They call it.
That's what they say. I've heard them say it.
I have too. I've known many Britlanders in my life.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this. We're doing Everclear. We're doing So Much for the Afterglow, the third record from '97. 3-piece band out of Portland, Oregon, LA. Really, honestly, they're LA. Let's get into our origin story with the Everclears. So, what do you got, Jeff? Go.
Father of Mine. That's my origin story. I don't think I had heard Santa Monica by then. It was definitely Father of Mine, and I liked it. Still love it. It's a fucking killer song. But I don't know. Everclear kind of just went away for a long time, and then probably like when I really started ordering CDs on Amazon. I don't know if you remember, but I bought like a lot of one-hit wonder bands CDs on Amazon. And I bought like a lot. And I listened to all of them.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were like $1. They were like 99 cents plus like $3 shipping. If you bought from the same guy, he'd send them all out for like $5 shipping. I bought like 10 from one guy. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, they were all pretty shitty. But the two that stuck out really was Marcy Playground and Everclear. And so, spoilers, dude.
But I
remember listening to Harvey Janger's whole album. I was like, dude, this shit sucks.
Yeah, that album's not good. Not good.
But yeah, Everclear, I don't know. I never got into them really until I started doing that Amazon thing, which probably like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. No, it had been more.
No, it was longer than
5 years ago. 15 years ago?
Dude, that was more like over 15 years ago.
Time, dude.
Time.
So I don't have like a huge history with Everclear, but like Father of Mine, bro. Like, come on. Like, everybody fucking knows this. Everybody and their mother knows this song. This is like Closing Time by Semisonic. Like, everybody fucking knows this song. But you don't hear this one that often anymore. I used to listen to the radio either, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, my origin story it's actually the song Wonderful from the record after this one. That's the first song I ever remember hearing from this band. It was huge it wasn't huge on MTV, but it was huge on VH1. And I've talked about it before. VH1 would always play like the 90s alternative rock stuff that, just kind of generally pretty mediocre stuff. But that would always be on like the top 10, top 20 countdowns. Never the stuff that was on the top 10, top 20 on MTV. It was always like very, very different artists and bands and things like that. So yeah, Wonderful was my introduction to the band. And I didn't like it at first, but after just hearing it constantly, it grew on me. And I think that to me, that's one of their top songs. It's definitely their best pop song. Let's just say that it's their best pop song.
No.
Well,
I'm not. I just no, dude. Santa Monica is leaps and bounds. It's far away their best song. It's the fucking Usain Bolt of Everclear songs. It's just no one's ever going to pass him. No one's ever going to top or Santa Monica. Wonderful's not even close. Not even
Wonderful.
close.
All right. Well, and also, we actually, I didn't say this, or we didn't say this, but yeah, we're still in 90s season. We're week 2 of 90s season on the pod. So you got 2 more weeks of this bullshit.
We're week 2 of 4+ weeks of 90 season.
Yeah, we might even just extend it. We were talking about that earlier. God, it's so stupid. We're just torturing ourselves, really. That's what this is.
A lot of people argue that the 90s was the greatest decade for music ever. And God. That's not a wild concept. It's not a wild concept.
I mean, it does that. Yeah. I mean, 90s. I mean, yeah, honestly, 90s probably had some of the most eclectic kind of music styles of music too.
We saw the birth of a lot of cultural things that had to do with like music, right? Like EDM, rave culture, hip hop was fucking something else in the 90s. Maybe not the golden era of the late 80s, but hip hop was something else in the 90s. R&B took a weird fucking amazing turn. There was a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff coming out of rock. Like 90s that's not unreasonable for someone to think the 90s was the greatest decade for music ever.
Mm-hmm.
If someone said like 2000s or above, then I would call them crazy and I would fight them. If someone said 80s, I would do the same. But 90s is not unreasonable.
90s is not unreasonable, correct. So yeah, that's my origin story. Wonderful. Never really cared for them ever since then. Way back in the day when we first started the podcast in 2016, maybe 2017, we did this record, So Much for the Afterglow. I remember nothing from that episode. That episode is no longer posted. It's no longer available. And so this is a freshie for me this week. And let's get in. I guess that's my origin, or not my origin, but my first impressions too.
Here's another fun fact about my origin story impressions of this is I remember exactly where I remember exactly not even exactly I remember exactly where I was.
Exactly, son.
Yeah. First of all, there, dude, don't steal my jokes, okay? I made that one up. That one's mine.
I don't think you made that up. Yeah, you didn't make that one. So wait. So what is the Zackley disease then?
Nah, I don't. It's not the right time. I remember exactly where I was when we did it the first time because I used to like to wait until. I used to like to wait till I was at Fitness 19 in Buena Park to listen to the album of the week, and I remember they had just like rearranged the treadmills, and I hit the treadmill first, and I threw on So Much for the Afterglow, and I was like, "Fuck, man." This is so good. I forgot how fucking good this record was. And I remember just feeling so happy and so good about myself. And that's why those 2 records, Sparkle and Fade and Afterglow, are just so goddamn good. Because in a world full of 90s grunge, in a world full of angst, in a world full of like blah, 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 same fucking thing. I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm this. Like, fuck off. Sometimes you need some good like sunshine pop, man.
Sunshine
That's what
pop.
this is, baby.
That's the word.
This is like sunshine power pop, and I don't think anyone has ever done this sound like this well. Again, I harken back to like Semisonic with Closing Time. That's kind of the very kind of like aggressive-y, punk rocky, but also very like sunshiny. And I mean, I'll talk about it a lot, but like Alex Sawkiss, because I heard him say it on an interview because I can never pronounce it until this week. He said that the guy interviewing him said, "How do you say your last name?" He said, "Think of it like this. Think of a guy named Alex, and Alex saw Kiss, the band Kiss. Alex went to go see Kiss. Alex saw Kiss. Alex saw Kiss." I was like, damn, bro. To even have that anecdote, you must be asked that so many fucking times. It has to be so annoying. But there is a lot, man. There's a lot of Brian Wilson in art and his writing and the way he sees music and the way he presents his music. There's a lot of Brian Wilson. He's a very upfront songwriter, right? He has his hands in the production as much as possible, which art always has. But he also has like a ton of layers, a ton of textures in the songs without losing any of the intimacy. And he's not as obviously iconic or as great as Brian Wilson because his art is very niche kind of genre. But there's a lot of that sunshiny kind of like Smile era Brian Wilson in Art's writing. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, I mean you are a bigger Beach Boys guy than I am, so I'll take your word for it. I think Art does he does the pop rock thing, the power pop thing. He does it really well, but outside of that, I think he's very mediocre. I think there are points on this record that are just kind of filler. You're just like, man, you've already done this like 5 times already on the record. It's fine, it's good, but I've already heard it. Like,
But there's
eh.
still strong melodies, and you
There's
still
strong
know these
melodies.
fucking songs
There's
because
strong melodies,
Wonderful
but
is identical to everything
it
to
is. I
everyone.
agree. I
Same
agree.
fucking song.
It is. I totally agree, and I have that
They're
in my notes
both
too.
bangers, baby.
They are both bangers, but once again, it's how he sings. And even up until their last record in 2015, he has this way of singing. He has this cadence. I can't even explain it, but just the way he sings. He sings his melody, all of his melodies the same way. He sings them
Yeah.
all the same way.
Yep.
Like this kind of like swingy kind of like, I don't know. I
He
can't
does
even.
two things. He does two things really, really well to help you like really get into the mood, to help like let down your guard. One is he likes to just kind of like talk, but
Yes.
because
Yes.
but because he has a good voice, like he just has a really good voice. And he's never like really yelling. Even when he yells, he's not like wailing like a Scott. Wail. It's kind of just more like talking aggressively, which is also very reminiscent of like a sunshiny power pop thing. But don't get too aggressive. But he also a lot of inflection, right? Like let's go back to Santa Monica. There's a lot of highs, a lot of lows. It's on the ocean, so a lot of ups and downs.
Monica. Yeah.
Somewhere down Santa Monica. Is that what you're singing?
I was thinking going back to Santa Monica with one way ticket. You know what song I'm talking about.
Yeah. It would have been better if it was Santa Monica, actually.
The Blink song was Santa Monica instead.
Yeah,
Why?
it would be better if it was Santa Monica because San Diego is just I don't know. I don't have a lot of history with Santa Monica either. But
San Diego's a way cooler town than Santa Monica.
San Diego
way cooler.
Is just like
it's
dude,
way better than Santa Monica.
Just
Come on,
adopt.
dude.
No,
come on, dude. Get out of here. You are so stupid.
Fuck out of here. If you're just gonna like pick apart the gas lamp area and then also pretend that the rest of the shitty areas of San Diego aren't just like little Mexico, then that's like silly. Just be fucking Ensenada, right? And then fuck the gas lamp, and that could be like the Beverly Hills of the greater Ensenada area. And I guess that's my problem with San Diego. It pretends to be something. I think like most people from San Diego want to be gas lamp area, whereas most of San Diego is actually just Ensenada. That's my problem. Whereas Santa Monica does not pretend to be anything but Santa Monica.
I agree. I disagree with the whole Encinitas thing. Yeah, parts of it obviously, but
it's straight up Little Mexico.
Parts of it, yeah, obviously.
Most of it,
the border.
Most of it, yes, most of.
When was the last time you went to San Diego?
It's been like a decade for sure.
At least a decade. At least.
When's the last time you worked in San Diego though?
I've never worked in San Diego. Why would I work in San Diego?
I've worked in San Diego.
So I don't care.
That means I've seen like the blue collarness of that San Diego has to offer. I didn't go down there just to drink, baby boy.
I worked. Actually, I take it back.
I did. Now that I look further,
I did go down there last year. I went to San Diego 3 times last year for work, but it was a networking event. So it's not like, I'm not. It's networking.
It's like that. I actually think I've made this comparison before. It's like that episode of The Simpsons when the Killer Krusty doll was like killing everybody or some shit like that, and then Homer's like, "What are you talking about? This thing's been off the whole time," because they were trying to like trick him. I think I'm only telling the story for Skip, and then hopefully he'll laugh because he'll remember this reference. And Homer fucked up the whole joke, and everyone's like, "What?" And then Homer read the room, was like, "Oh! Now that I look closer, I realized that it was actually on."
I see what you're trying to do to make fun of me.
That's what you're doing, yeah.
But I don't get the reference. But that's okay.
That's fine. That's okay.
But anyway, San Diego is better than Santa Monica.
Nah.
It is. But come on, man. Don't be stupid. Santa Monica's fun. It used to be fun. Yeah, it used to be a lot of fun. But anyway,
continue. Not that I care about either city. Either city can.
I don't either. Yeah.
Get wiped off the face of the earth, and I wouldn't care.
Same here.
What are we talking about? What's Santa Monica?
No, yeah. Do
you have stinkers?
No, I have no stinkers. I got 5 bangers. and I assume they're all bangers for you because you're so
No, no, no,
stupid.
no, 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 no,
No, no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no, no, no, no, no, no,
no,
no.
no, no, no. I
Good,
do
because they're
have
not all
what?
bangers.
That is, I have 10 bangers.
Out of the 13 songs.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah, you're
14.
right. 13 songs. Well, 14, but one's an intro.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's get into your number one banger. What do you got?
Why does that?
I don't know. Why does
Oh
that?
yeah. So there is 13 songs. One's an intro. So out of 12 songs, I have 10 bangers. I tabbed one over to the left instead of putting it to the right. Therefore, it was an extra song, but that's okay. What was my number one banger?
Yeah, number one banger.
It's the title track. So much for the Afterglow. I think
So much
that's
for the Afterglow.
No, no. Again, here we go, baby boy. This
That's
song
my
is
one B
unreal.
too, by the way.
This
my one
song
B
is unreal. We're starting off
Great
with
opener.
this Beach Boys-esque Brian Wilson harmony, right? I like when bands, because Art has said that he likes the Beach Boys. Like every fucking person that's this old, right, loves the Beach Boys, loves the Beatles, obviously. But like moving to California, and like you just don't live in California without the Beach Boys being played at fucking the grocery store while you're shopping for bread and meat and shit like that. It's ingrained in our blood, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. Actually, unfortunately, because for so long the Beach Boys for me have just been like fucking Surfing USA style stuff, and it wasn't until, I wouldn't say recently, but like in the past like decade, where I really dove into the Beach Boys and realized, like, holy fuck, man, that's like the worst era of the Beach Boys. That Pet Sounds to Surf's Up era is just untouchable stuff for the Beach Boys. But I like when artists, their inspirations, they wear them on their sleeve. It bleeds through in their music, and it's cool. And I like that he's not hiding it. He's not trying to pretend that he invented this kind of fucking sound. No, he didn't. He, again, very forward songwriter. Like, here's what I like. Here's what I want to do. And like, what's cool
Here's
about this
who I
song
want
is
to sound like.
I think this song is like a thesis statement. I think this song encapsulates everything that we're going to hear on this record. Everything that he talks about here, everything that he says is something that he's going to cover either lyrically or musically. And it's amazing. This is a very simple like chord progression. Actually, it's identical to Drain You by Nirvana, except for just the second chord is different. But like, the fuck out of here. Like, as if Nirvana didn't like just take basic chord progressions and make great songs out of them either. So fuck out of here. That's pop music, dude. Just because you turn your distortion on a little bit high, maybe double time it here and there, dude, you're just doing pop music. At least Art doesn't fucking hide it. And
Why are you getting so mad?
Because I'm nipping in the buds.
I haven't even started saying anything yet.
All of your rebutes. Nipping in the buttes, all of your rebutes. All of your rebutes.
Okay.
Banger.
It is. It's my 1B as well. And yeah, I agree, man. Beach Boys, the Surfing USA style Beach Boys is something I grew up on as well. Local radio station K Earth 101. That's
Los Angeles.
That's all. They would play Beach Boys and the Beatles all the goddamn fucking time. So hearing that on the radio all the time was very common. When I worked at Disneyland, I worked right next to the pier. So all they would play was Beach Boys, Mamas and the Papas, just like kind of surf, like kind of pop surf music.
Sunshine Pop, dude. Mamas and the Papas.
Sunshine Pop, yes.
Good stuff.
That's what they would play all fucking day, all night. But anyway, yeah. So this is my banger, my number one banger, and dude, this is Weezer. That's why you like the song. It's fucking Weezer, dude.
What?
This is Blue Album, dude. This is Blue Album Weezer. This is all
okay.
So
Blue Album, Sunshine Pop, Sunshine Power
exactly.
Pop.
So what? So you said, yeah, they wear their. What'd you say? They wear their influences on their sleeve. No, they're straight up trying to sound like Weezer on this record. Outside of the Beach Boys,
that's where the big contention is going to come here. That's where the big like back and forth is going to come down to. You think that like they're ripping off somebody? Like, no, I think these people are all ripping off somebody. And I think to say that Everclear is ripping off Weezer, who invented this sound, or where the fuck you think, like, that's silly. I think they're all just like ripping off Sunshine Pop. But I think, putting distorted guitars into it. I think Nirvana fucking did it. I think Nirvana they just wrote better melodies.
I agree with you that's what Kurt did. He took like very melodic things from the Beatles, Beach Boys, and whoever it may be, and put a shit ton of distortion on it, add some punk influence into it, and that's what Nirvana is. But as time goes on, Weezer took a lot from Nirvana, did that as well. But
like 2 years.
But anyway, okay, let me finish. But then Weezer kind of made their own kind of like niche into the whole scene and everything like that, and kind of started a new like movement, like musical movement and genre in the 90s. But
Everclear's
then,
first album was out before Weezer's first album.
okay, but the first album is not the same as this record, as So Long for the
Actually,
Afterglow
Everclear had
and
like
Stars
2
to Fly.
records out before Weezer had 1 record out.
I know, but my point is, this song, this record came out 3 years after Blue did, and this record it straight up sounds like it's lifted from Weezer. Like, well, we saw how big the Blue album was, and all those songs were, so let's start a record off just like that, and that's what
Again,
this song is.
you're thinking that like just because something sounds like something contemporary, that means they ripped it
No,
off. When you're
what
missing like the bigger
really,
picture
really,
of
really,
the
what
ripping off something that happened 40 years prior,
really what I'm
30 years
saying,
prior.
really what I'm saying is the reason why you like this song is because it sounds exactly like Weezer, and I understand.
False.
No, that's what it is.
False.
That's exactly
the reason
what
why
it is.
the reason why I love Art Alex Sarkis's writing is because it sounds like the Beach Boys, and I've been in a massive Beach Boys kick, as I've talked about a lot in the pod recently. I've been in a massive Beach Boys kick, and that is all I hear. If you like, on you brought the Mamas and Papas, if you gave like the Mamas and Papas some fucking distorted guitars, as if like guitars are inherently distorted, if you gave them distorted guitars, like they would be Everclear.
Yeah.
And
You're right.
and Weezer
You're right.
Weezer didn't do that. That's not how Weezer sounded. Weezer's on a different fucking level. They did something very, very different and
They
took Beach
did.
Boys stuffs and elevated it. Art is literally just trying to recreate Beach Boys melodies with distorted guitars.
And once again, he's not doing anything fantastic. He's not doing anything revolutionary, which is fine. He doesn't have to, but you still have to call it as it is. Like,
You're not calling it as you're calling it as he's ripping off Weezer. If he's gonna rip
because
off anybody, he's ripping off like
I'm
the
referring-
Sunshine era pop music.
I'm
of
referring
the 60s.
more. I'm referring
Then
more
I'd
to
be
the
happy.
song, not the overall record, but this song.
His
in
entire
particular.
songwriting style is that. It's not just one song or one record. His entire like persona is that American, that California dreaming, right? He moves to fucking California. He moves to SoCal. He tries to achieve this thing that is like unattainable, and he realizes that, but he still wants to do it. And he writes that through his lyrics, and you can hear that through his sounds. That's why it's so great, is because he wants to be the Beach Boys of the 90s. Not realizing that nobody fucking cares. Nobody wants to hear the Beach Boys of the 90s.
And he does it, it's just not nearly as good as the Beach Boys. I'm not even that big of a Beach Boys guy as you are, but I can clearly tell that.
I mean, the Beach Boys were releasing albums in the 90s anyway, but that's fine.
But you know what I mean. But like, prime time, or not prime time, but the great era of the Beach Boys, like what this is trying to be.
We just like shat all over STP because they don't really do anything well. And like they took
make
from
the argument with
Nirvana,
them.
but the reason why you didn't complain that STP took from Nirvana is because like you like faster, harder music, and so it was okay when STP did it.
No,
but like when Everclear does it, then it's like a big fucking deal. Yes.
No.
We didn't complain. You didn't complain at all. You complained like once when STP took numerous times from fucking Nirvana. But all of a sudden now, like Everclear, like one time.
Get out of here, dude.
No, you complain like one time.
No.
So now when like Everclear does it, just because it's not fast and hard music, and because it's based in pop music, and I'm a fucking punker guy and I don't like fucking pop music,
dude,
now it's a big fucking deal.
I will call out anything. I don't care. I don't give a shit who I call out. I will make fun of my favorite band ever. I will pick Korn apart. I will pick them apart.
But it doesn't make sense because you love Korn because they're fast and aggressive and heavy.
And I will pick them apart. And because
no matter what, if it's fast, aggressive, and heavy, you're going to like it.
No, that's
more so than if it was the opposite.
If that was the case, then I would have ranked their first record as my favorite, which I did not.
That record was just absolutely fucking garbage. That's why you ranked the Sparkle and Fade. I knew you'd fucking rank that one number one. I fucking knew it. I should have wrote it down.
Because it's a little bit more nuanced than this record is.
It is not at all, though. It's based in like fucking middle line.
Middle line is better
not at all. It is
some of
not
the filler that's on this record. I mean, both records have filler.
Okay, there's filler on this record.
Both records have filler. Both records
also
have
like Art's iconic fucking style. If you take Santa Monica out, even Santa Monica is a little bit too. His little delay chug that he does, that dun 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 dun. That is Everclear, right? That is Everclear to a T. The guitar playing like that. That is what Everclear does. Father of Mine. That is That's the fucking sound. That was nowhere really to be found outside of Santa Monica. And even on Santa Monica wasn't really there. All the other kind of punkier tracks on Santa Monica, they're good, but they all kind of sound the same.
Okay.
That's why you can't hum the tune to Heroin Girl.
Yeah, I can't. Okay.
But you can hum the tune to everywhere, every place for everyone all at once.
Damn, I've noticed with a lot of the songs when it comes to Everclear, when I'm humming along to some of these songs, I'll start immediately humming a different song from a different band, like Father of Mine. When I'm thinking of the vocals, I immediately go into Weezer Say It Ain't So, like instantaneously. Like it's weird. The part in Say It Ain't So where he says trapped in an icebox, the way that he says trapped in an icebox is similar to one of the, what does he say, trapped in an icebox? Wait, trapped in an icebox, right?
Don't keep singing. I'm here for
I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it.
How are the listeners going to know what you're talking about if you're not going to sing it?
I just feel like there's a lot of moments that can easily bleed into a different band's song or discography. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just trying to make a point that Art is good. He's a good songwriter, but he's not great. He's just not. It's not.
He is great at writing one song.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, yes, you're right. He's great at writing.
He is fucking historic. He is legendary at writing one song.
Settle down. Settle down.
Straight up.
Legendary? No.
Straight up.
Legendary? No. No.
Straight up, baby boy. That is why they still make records. That is why they still tour. That is why they still sell a fuck ton of tickets. That's why they can write fucking numerous albums that sound exactly the same, because he can write the same song over and over and over. Never as good as the Father of Mine Santa Monica era, but it's still enjoyable. It's still, it's still good enough. It's still, and that's Beach Boys and Beatles, baby. It's still good enough. Exactly, baby boy. C's get degrees. Don't care how you got there, as long as you get there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what do you have lyrically on So Much for the Afterglow?
That's it. I think these lyrics are not deep on this song. I don't think they're deep. I think they're literally just telling you what's going to happen in the record. That is it.
Yeah, the one thing about this song though, I feel like it could take on two meanings. It could take on talking about a relationship with somebody who you've gotten past the honeymoon phase, and it's just not as exciting anymore. You don't feel that same way anymore. But then on the other end, it could also be about his drug use, because he was a major drug addict for many years prior to this, which I'm sure we'll get more into his background too. But I feel like it could also, be talking about his drug use, his addiction, how it's just not exciting anymore. And yeah, it's past its honeymoon phase. So that's what I have lyrically on this one.
So good.
But anyway, let's move on. Let's move
on, kid.
So what's your 2B? What's your number 2 banger on this one?
Your 1B was also Afterglow, right?
It was. That is correct.
My 2B's Father of Mine. Father of Mine.
That's my 4B.
Father of Mine is one of those songs that it's like, I don't want it to be my 2B, but the song is so
it is really good.
Catchy.
It's really good.
Dude,
it's really catchy.
if your 2B is amphetamine, then
we'll
all credibility is fucking lost with you.
We will see. Why?
Because you're just such a fucking dude. You're just such a one-dimensional fucking. You're like a coin with no B-side. You're just. I don't even know what is one dimensional.
Coin with no B-side. What?
Like you flip a coin that lands heads every fucking time. It's just you. If amphetamine is your number 2, then that's what you are.
It's not my number 2, but that's okay.
It probably is.
But Father of Mine is my 4B. So yeah, let's get into this. What do you got?
Here's what I'll really do. I'm still going off on this one.
What?
If your number, if your number 2 is if your number 2 is the instrumental, and then your number 3 is amphetamine, then I will still be equally as mad. I think your number 2 might be Everything to Everyone, because it sounds identical to fucking Wonderwall by Oasis. Yeah,
okay.
Father Mine.
Calm down. It does not. Oh my god, dude.
I'm just kidding. It doesn't sound like Wonderwall. It sounds like Wonderful.
Okay. Wonderful.
Everything to Everyone sounds identical to Wonderwall. Wonderful. Good Lord.
Yes. So what do you got for
I
Father of
will
Mine?
buy you a new life. That also sounds like wonderful too.
No, all of his songs sound the same, dude.
But they're
Father
fucking
of
good.
Mine,
But they're so good.
dude. They're I'm telling you, all these songs sound the same.
Who cares if they're fucking good? They're all fucking good, and you know the lyrics to all of them. So you're sitting over here like, oh, fucking
Only
the
because
same.
I
Fucking good.
only know the lyrics because of the title of the song. Father of Mine, I will buy you a new life. Like, yeah, I just know the
Same
name
song.
of the song. I know that's my point.
But there's a reason they play them
Oh
over
my
and over and
God.
over and over on K Rock and other fucking radio stations because they're all fucking gold, baby boy. They're all
he was
gold.
the John Feldman of 1997 of
No,
97 through 2000.
You're
That's what he was.
you're sprinkling in
But
little
it's not.
pieces of hate.
No.
Don't
It's
compare him to John Feldman of this
no.
era because he produced his own shit. He wrote fucking fantastic songs.
So does John Feldman, or John Feldman at the time. Absolutely, he produces all of the Goldfinger records. He writes all of the Goldfinger records.
Nothing that Goldfinger has really done has held up to like this level of like perfect pop. Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
my point was essentially writing the same melody, the same thing, doing the same thing over and over again.
Oh, so like Korn.
Well, no, because Korn doesn't do that. You
Oh,
listen to the first. You listen
like
to the first 5
15
Korn
of their
records.
37 albums sound identical. So you're talking about Korn. Oh, gotcha. You're talking about Korn. Okay.
I'm sorry. If you listen to the first 5 Korn records, you'll completely understand that every single one of those records sounds entirely different from the last. But that's okay.
Hold on there, dude. Hold on there, dude.
That's an argument for a different day. That's an argument for a different day.
You're telling me that
I'll
the
fight
difference
on that.
between fucking Korn's first 5 records sound fucking vastly different than each other.
100%, yeah. And I could break down every single one of those
just
records.
because you
and
can,
I give you,
and just because
I can
you
give you
think they don't sound
100
the same.
examples from each of those records. 100% I can.
I can give you 100 examples from fucking this record.
No,
I don't love this record as much
but
as I love
I know
Korn.
you can't. I know you can't.
That's just hold on a
okay,
second.
okay.
I just want to listen.
Okay, relax, young man. Relax, young man.
Got a big one.
Relax,
so you're telling me you get somebody who's never heard fucking music, right? And you show them Korn's first 5 records.
What a stupid thing to say. Found a guy who's never heard music before. Get the fuck out of here. This is already a stupid. It's already a stupid example.
If you found a guy
dumb example,
if you found a guy that never heard, or a girl, if you found a guy that never heard music before, and you gave him Beach Boys and Korn, they could tell the difference. But you're telling me the first 5 records from Korn, they wouldn't think that every single one of those records sound fucking identical.
That's
exactly.
No,
exactly.
You're just
fucking
fucking
identical.
Stupid. No, they're
no,
not.
You're being fussy
No,
because that's my favorite
stupid.
fucking band. I know the differences between fucking Life is Peachy and Korn's Korn, and when Jonathan Davis is crying and when he's yelling. Get the fuck out of here, dude. It's all the same shit. Same genre, same
not
shit.
The same shit.
Fuck out of here. Yes, it is. Absolutely. No difference.
It's way
no
more
difference.
nuanced. Way more nuanced than the shit you get on these Everclear records. On these 3, let's just say 3 Everclear records. Everclear. Yeah, their second, third, and fourth record. Yeah, absolutely.
I will say the first 3 Korn records, same thing. No difference. Same thing. Anyway, let's go back to Father of Mine.
Yeah, it's something. You're just bad at giving examples or metaphors. You're just bad at it.
Dude, I'm not the only fucking person that thinks the first fucking like several Korn records sound identical. You cry, you fucking daft.
No,
Are you hiding under a rock for the past 25 years? I'm not the only person that thinks the first several Korn records sound the fucking same. Like, you got to be kidding me. Get out of here.
No.
Now I know you're lying through your teeth. Now you're trying to be funny boy. I'm not
at all. I'm not
trying to
at
be
all.
funny boy.
All right, continue
the joke. This is the best example
joke,
of that delay and chug, right? That din, 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 din. This is what we know. Everybody knows Father of Mine. Everybody still knows Father of Mine. If you haven't heard the song in fucking a millennia, you still know the song. And it's amazing. I like how heavy this song is, and it gets. Art really never gets really angsty and angry in this. So again, kind of just like riding that little fence right there, right? Just make a good pop song. Like Beach Boys and Beatles never really got aggressive, but like they got kind of aggressive. This song gets kind of aggressive, and that's how you write a good pop song, baby boy.
It does get pretty aggressive. Yeah, you're right.
It kind of gets aggressive. Kind of.
Nothing like the first 2 records, aggressive wise, when it comes to the aggression. But damn, dude, this song. I mean, honestly though, you know, and it sounds so much like "I Will Buy You a New Life." It's so fucking similar. And that's annoying, but whatever. It's a pop song. What do you expect? It's a pop song.
Dude, I just think that like you cannot give credit to Everclear, even though like Aqua sounds fucking identical. Every single song on that record
Oh, I
outside of
know.
Barbara
Oh
Girl
yeah.
is
Oh
identical.
yeah.
But that
Oh
gets a
yeah.
pass. But Everclear
Oh
can't get a
yes.
pass. Why
Oh
does
yes.
why does dumb shit get passes, but like Everclear doesn't get a pass when he did it purposefully?
Obviously, Aqua did it purposely too.
But they tried to hide it because
They
we're a
didn't.
pop band.
They
We're
didn't
a
try to
pop
hide it.
band.
They
Yeah,
didn't
they
try to.
hide it. They hid it under the guise of being a pop band.
That's the
Everclear,
opposite of hiding. Everybody knows that
Everclear
pop
did the
music
same
sounds
thing.
the same. No, it doesn't. This is art trying to come off as being something more, as being
No,
something deeper
no,
than just
no,
pop
no,
music.
no, never,
Bullshit.
ever,
No,
ever,
see,
ever,
that Aqua thing was a
ever,
bullshit example.
ever,
That was
ever.
a bullshit. No, bullshit example. Bullshit
Show your
example.
source. Show me. Give me
bullshit example because almost all pop, or generally pop music sounds all the same. And Aqua understands that. They understood that in the 90s. They understood that. But Art, being who Art is, he's trying to be something deeper. He's trying to be something deeper, whether it's musically, lyrically, whatever it may be, by taking influence from the Beach Boys, Nirvana, whoever it may be. Whoever it fucking may be.
All things like pop music, but go ahead.
Oh my god, you're so exhausting today. You're just so you're just.
I just don't understand why some groups get passes, but not this group.
Aqua gets a pass. I'm even giving you specific example. Aqua gets a pass because they are strictly a bubblegum Euro pop band. That's what they are. They like it's like it's expected that all their music is generally going to sound the same.
So because like Everclear plays guitars and drums and has a bass player, then they can't also be that?
No, because clearly Art tries
to. The Beatles played drums and had a guitar.
Clearly Art tries to take or lift at times from various artists.
Again, well, you keep saying lifting from artists. He never says otherwise. He says he loves the Beach Boys and wanted to sound like the Beach Boys when he started. And back like last week, we kind of like jabbed how Art's kind of a fucking asshole, and not at all. Like not at all. Like I watched a lot of interviews because like when does this guy become like an asshole? Never. Like he's actually a cool dude. He's very upfront. Doesn't like a lot of bullshit because he's seen a lot of shit. He doesn't like to be around people that are fucking knuckleheads. But he's not an asshole at all. He's off the cuff all the time, baby boy. Off the cuff all the time. He's even like the opposite of an asshole, and even like goes in front of Congress and fucking debates like bills and shit to help get things passed that he believes in. Like he's actually a really cool dude.
I do like that a lot when it comes to him personally. Yeah.
There's like nothing about Art that is deeper or more meaningful. And like it's well known that he is a horrible, if not one of the most horrible upbringings of all time. And he uses that to like tell his story, not in a way to make him sound pretentious or not in a way to elevate him above everybody else, but in a way to help other people who may have gone through similar things. And he still does it to this day, even like with his MS. And he's MS now, and he's still like playing shows. I didn't even know that
until I was reading about it this week. I had no idea he had MS.
Like the guy does a lot of things to help other people like deal with their shit. So like if anything, he is the opposite of like deep and complex. He's just an emotional guy that wants to help. He wants to tell other people that it's just okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
That's pop music, dude. That's fucking sunshine pop in a tea right there.
That's something, dude.
But like we'll give them passes, but not like Everclear passes. That's okay though. We'll pick and choose what we want to do.
Well, what it comes down to is that you're just not accepting the fact that this is pretty run of the mill power pop.
Absolutely.
Music. But you're not though. The way you're trying to defend it makes it seem like that you don't feel that way.
I think this is pop music through and through. I think this is no different than Aqua. I just think Everclear's a little bit better because they play their instruments. That's it.
What are we arguing about?
Because you think it's not. Because you think it's not. You think like it's okay and acceptable for Aqua to be pop and generic, but it's not okay for Everclear. They're lifting from Weezer and they're lifting from Nirvana. And like, the fuck are you talking about? I never said that. No, like no one ever said that.
So
because it sounds the same because they came out in the same decade. They're doing things from the 60s.
What I said was so much for the after. Once again, what I said about so much for the Afterglow, I can tell why you like that song so much because it sounds so much like Weezer. Whether they're influenced by Weezer, they're influenced by the Beach Boys, whatever. That's what I was. Okay. That was my point. Was that I understand why you like that song so much. It sounds so much like Blue Weezer.
So I'm going to take that concept. I'm going to get a little deeper because we should get a little deeper on the podcast here. Why do you think I like Weezer so much? It's because I love the Beach Boys. Weezer took a fuck ton from the Beach Boys.
I understand
so what you should have said was, I understand why you like Everclear is because they sound like Weezer, who also sounds like the Beach Boys. That would have been like holy fuck, dude, that's exactly what I thought this week, Tyler. But no, you only took it one step instead of two steps.
Why'd you throw in that Poway accent like really thick there?
That's the only way to get through with you. That's the only way to get through to you.
You got to talk to me like Tom DeLonge.
I have to. I have to. Honestly, if you would have came at me and said, I know why you love this song is because it sounds like Weezer, who also sound a lot like the Beach Boys, then
that goes without saying, obviously.
Now, see the Homer Simpson example. Now that I look closer.
Oh my God.
See, dude? Oh, man.
No, dude.
Boy. Now that I read this page a second time, I do see what you're
doing.
No, fuck out of here.
You're
Gabagool.
This is exhausting. How are we done? Can we finish this?
No, I knew this. I knew this was going to happen like this because like people play like alternative rock music in the 90s, but also sound like pop. They're automatically ripping off from other people, whereas not realizing that like all of your favorite fucking bands from the 90s, dude, are also ripping off from other people.
And I agree. I agree with you on that.
Hold on there, dude. But it's okay because we give them a pass because they sound like edgy and cool and punky and they're doing something fucking different. Whereas like Everclear doesn't get a pass because you just don't like the music. And that's fine. If you don't like the music, you don't like the music. But don't fucking sit there and tell me that they're ripping off somebody else from the 90s when everybody else in the 90s was ripping off somebody else from the 90s. At least say they're ripping off the Beach Boys and you don't like the Beach Boys. And that's a fair point.
I like the Beach Boys.
I'll buy that for $1.
Also, okay, getting back into this song, into Father of Mine.
Father of Mine.
Go back and listen to Father of Mine. Listen to the verse. That bass line in the verse is Self-Esteem by The Offspring. That is Self-Esteem by The Offspring. I just want to throw that out there. Also, the
progression or the do.
Yes, that. Yes.
So just again, like easy progression. Easy progressions.
Dude, if this was a band you didn't like, you'd be agreeing with me. Dude, you would just be having a field day with this bullshit right here. So get out of here.
We talked about it in the Nirvana episode, dude. Like every fucking famous chord progression that Kurt ever did is not unique to fucking Nirvana. What are you joking me?
I agree it's not.
We said the same exact thing on Nirvana, but I still gave that a fucking 3 because it's amazing. And I do think this is amazing because there's a reason there's a fucking key wheel, dude. There's a reason why you go from fucking A to and then whatever you want to do to go into anything else. There's a reason these exist. Because they're pleasing to the ears.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Yes, I know. I agree with you on that.
They're ripping off Offspring.
I'm not saying they're ripping off. I did not say
they're ripping off a tried and true method of writing a good pop song.
I'm not saying they ripped off Offspring.
Why'd you bring up Offspring?
Because I thought it was a fun little thing to listen to hear. I'm not saying they ripped it off. All I was saying is go back and listen to that bass line. It's just funny how similar it sounds to Self-Esteem. That was just the first thing I thought of. And another thing was, don't get mad at this. Don't get mad at this.
I'm prepping, baby.
But it'd be really stupid if you got mad at this.
I'm going to get a mouthful of beer so I can spit it out.
So the main big heavy guitars in this song, dude, that is straight up Little Things by Good Charlotte.
Little Things.
That song came out like 2 or 3 years after this song. But yeah, it sounds so similar to the main riff and Little Things from Good Charlotte too. Just fun little facts that I kind of picked up on while I was listening.
Oh, there's a ton of stuff throughout this entire record that I was like, oh, this sounds like this. This sounds like this. This sounds like this. This sounds like this. But that's why
that's pop music, dude.
That's why you can listen to like a Katy Perry record, or you can listen to like a fucking Dua Lipa record and pick apart like, holy shit, that sounds like this. Yeah. Because pop music inherently just takes from like 60s music. And that's why I don't consider this like an alt rock band. I don't consider like this record like an alt rock record or post grunge. This is a pop record.
It's a pop record, yeah.
Through and through.
It's power pop, pop rock, absolutely.
I call it Sunshine Power Pop. And that's what we should call it.
Sunshine Power Pop. Okay, that's fair.
But I will say that he did kind of market it as like an alt rock band, and he was trying to be like cheeky about it and stuff. Whereas like Aqua's dancing and doing like dance moves and stuff like that. Art's, like.
Thank you for finally talking shit on Art and this band. So let's get into the lyrics on this one. Obviously, we're gonna probably go down a kind of a rabbit hole of his
very sad
life.
Rabbit hole here.
So what do you have lyrically on this one?
It's about his father. Oh, spoilers, right? Father of Mine's about his father.
Who would have thought?
Dude, this song's fucking brilliant, as the Brits say. It's brilliant. it's a letter. This is like a letter to both Art's dad as well as his child, right? It shows that Art's not mad or angsty about it, because the song isn't just like that. If the song was trying to like be angsty or angry, then it would get aggressive, it would get faster, something would happen outside of just being the norm. And like the record is not just full of the norm, because we have so much with the Afterglow and we have amphetamine, so we know he can do it if he wants to do it, and it's a deliberate attempt at not doing it because he wants to not do it. I will do it not. It's a healing song for Art. It's a healing song. Healing. He's healing like a dog. Heal. It's a healing song for him. It's for him to be able to vent and tell somebody how much damage they've done without actually having to confront the person. Because I don't think that's what he even wanted or needed. And Art has said like after this song came out, and it's really sad too. Like Art does not care. Art's like a seal there. I stuttered a little bit. Art. Damn, every time I say Art now, I just sound like a seal.
Art.
Alex Sakis, which is so pretentious sounding too. Alex Sakis.
No, it's Art Sakis. Art
Sakis. I keep thinking like Jason Sudeikis when I say that. I don't know why.
These are names, dude.
Art. He said in an interview that after the song came out, because he has a bunch of sisters, one of the sisters, I guess, reached out to his dad and then told the dad the song exists, and the dad was just like, "Nah, I don't really care, whatever." And then they kind of reconnected at one point, and then it was a very like disappointing thing, right? You haven't seen your dad in decades, and the dad's just like, "Yeah, well, have a good life, dude. I'm out of here." It's like, damn, bro, that's fucked up, dude. That's some heavy shit. Even like as an adult, man, that's just like, how do you even deal with that, right? After the life that this dude has lived, meeting his dad after so long, and his dad doesn't like hate art, but also doesn't really care to have a relationship with him still. And that's wild. Like there's also some insanely great lines here, right? I love the line where he says, "The wife I saw you beat," because he's, as a child, he's understanding that the relationship between a father and mother is totally different than that of their kids. And when you see your dad do something like super heinous to you, that's one thing. Maybe you rationalize like, I deserved it. It was my fault. But then when you see your dad do something to somebody else, somebody that you care and respect and adore, that's a whole different ball game. And that's nasty, dude. That one hit me right here. Right in that
one's
next to my devil, the heart.
That one's sad. Well, even just the first verse of the song, "Father of mine, tell me, where have you been? You know I just closed my eyes, my whole world disappeared. Father of mine, take me back to the day, yeah, when I was still your golden boy, back when you went away." Damn, dude. That's really sad. Like just how much that affected him. Like his whole fucking life. That like just his dad leaving after the divorce just affected him.
Just booked it. He's like, I'm out. Like, peace. Get late.
I mean, I'm not a dad myself, not yet. But yeah, I can't imagine just abandoning a kid like that. I can't fathom
not
that.
Yet. First of all, you said not yet, as if like there's something on the horizon.
I would say like in the next year or so. Nothing for sure yet, but I'd say like in the next year. In the next year.
Damn, the Asinine radio community is just going to get bigger and bigger. We got Leo.
That's fine. He's not going to care.
And then Jeff Jr. is coming along in the next year. So, damn,
that is the worst. No.
That's his first name. It's Jeff Jr.
Isn't that the same thing you told Skip too? It's the same thing you said too. What are you gonna name Jeff Jr. or some stupid shit like that?
Oh God, because it's like it's such a funny icebreaker because it's such an ugly name. Like it's just there's no. Like how do you that, right? Like,
it's also such an asshole thing to say as a person who is named Jeff to say that too.
But like the first name will be Jeff Jr. and then you can have the middle name and last name. But the first name will be Jeff Jr.
And it has to be Jeff Jr. all one word too. All Correct. One name.
Yeah. Yes. JEFF, no space, JR.
Just JR.
Jeff Jr.
Jeff Jr.
So ugly.
Man, that's stupid. Anyway, Father of Mine. Yeah, this song is sad. This song is really sad. And
it is. But like this is what I was talking about when I said like Art is a good storyteller. He's a good person to like go to think like, here is how I am feeling. I need to find a song that is representative of how I am feeling. And this is it. Like it's not complex, it's not deep. You know what you're getting yourself into, but it's still really, really, really well written. This is an incredibly well written song.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Like this is like as far as like pop music goes, like pop artists don't tell stories like this. They just the complexity in their storytelling is not this deep, and this is not even that deep. But it's fucking.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think
this
is a very complex song. I think it's pretty straightforward.
But like it's complex
but
in the
emotions...
way he rhymes, what he's rhyming with, the lines that he's throwing out, how he's building up this world, like from beginning to end. How it starts with like I just closed my eyes and you were gone, and then like it goes into like his own daughter, and there's a line where he talks about his daughter won't ever know the pain that has been inflicted on him. So like we tell a story from beginning to fucking end. From when he was left as a child, his dad left, to where now he has a child, but he won't ever tell his daughter what happened or let his daughter even know what happened because he doesn't want her to even feel a moment of the pain that he has felt over the course of fucking 30 years. That's a good storyteller, dude.
It was good.
God damn.
It's great lyrics.
It's not good. It's fucking unreal. This is an unreal fucking, like lyrically, this is an unreal song.
Okay.
Unreal.
You need to calm down a little bit. It's not unreal.
I just gave you like 15,000 examples of why this is an unreal song. We just don't get this.
Am I gonna have to hose you down? Like what's going on,
dude?
Like you're getting a little too wild here about the Everclear.
Sometimes when things blow my mind, I am very, very surprised and I get excited. I can tell. I could just ride the fence and think that everything is just like meh, it's okay, meh. And not really like dive deeper into like things or the people writing it or stuff like that. I could do that if you want me to do that.
I don't want.
But we already have one person that does that, so we both can't do it.
That's all I'm saying. I was waiting how you were gonna. I was curious how you were going.
I left you hanging a little bit there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I was curious when you were going to bring that.
You thought maybe it was going to go away, huh?
No, I knew it wasn't going to go away. I was just going to see how you were going to resolve that and end that insult. Damn it! What I was going to say.
Probably not something good.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah. What's your 3B?
My 2B? You mean?
Oh yeah. Fuck. Oh, here we go.
Everything to everyone. Come on, guy. Come on, guy.
Dude, so
what?
Like you
just
just
your
like
3B?
you just like
your 3B? Is it your 3B?
It's my 4B.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's my 4B because
so why are you acting like it's
wonderful
it's
before
crazy.
wonderful? That's why.
It's wonderful.
But
so is Father of Mine. So is I Will Buy You a New
Life. No. The song is exactly the same as Wonderful. If there's two songs in their repertoire that sound identical, it's this one and Wonderful. Those are the two.
They're all pretty, dude. We're just like
similar.
We're like splitting hairs when it comes to this shit.
You can listen to Guttermouth and see like every song on that record sounds the same on any one of their records. I get it.
You could, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But this is like fucking identical, dude. This one and Wonderful are the same fucking song. Even though this song opens up with that delay and chug, like Father of Mine, where we get into is like in the middle part. You probably like the organ that was in here. Like, why the fuck?
I do. I hate that. I
like the organ in here, though. I will say.
And the only reason why you hate the organ is because I love it so much in that one Blink song.
Never liked the organ. The organ and music is stupid. You don't need to it's okay to have like emptiness. Like we don't have to just fill up every fucking like corner of a song with an organ. Like sometimes it's okay just to have nothing. Just chill.
You're right. Yeah,
Daddy, chill.
It's okay. What the fuck even is that? Oh, that's so bad. Dude,
this is Rami Malek on the organ.
I love just Rami Malek.
Yeah.
From Queen and from James Bond
and Mr. Robots.
So, what was I going to say? I love how kind of I do love how stripped down the song is. It's the guitar is very subdued. It's very kind of buried in the mix. A lot of acoustic guitar here, but I like how the bass kind of takes control over the entire drive of the song. It's just a really good, really really good pop rock song. It's extremely catchy. Not as good as Wonderful, but that's okay. I mean, not all songs can be as good.
Buy you a garden. That's how he sings on this one. Where your flowers can bloom.
You sound like Randy Newman.
Not as it's really. See, pop artist, dude.
That's pop music, dude.
That's pop music, dude.
Everything.
This one's cute though. This one's cute though. There's like little noodling that he does throughout the verses, which is kind of fun. everything really slowly builds to that fucking that hook, man. Oof. And I love singing along to that thing. And again, he does a really nice
Well,
job
sing
with
it.
like
If you love it so
inflection.
much, why don't you sing it?
Live.
Well, that's a different
You
song, dude.
got a friend. See, it's the same
That's a different
thing.
song, dude.
I will buy you a new life where your children can. Everything is wonderful now. Just kidding. That was a long one.
Oh,
Also,
you're
dude, Art
so
just sounds like
you're so
he just
annoying.
sounds sincere. Every time he sings, he sounds sincere. Right? There's no like I don't know. There's no joshing around in his vocals. Maybe because I watch a lot of interviews and so I know the way he talks. And like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I could like when you hear somebody talk and then they sing totally different. You're like, oh wow, what the fuck? But when Art talks, you can imagine what he sings like. You can have what he sounds like when he
Yeah,
sings.
yeah, I could see that. I could hear that.
Sincere, sincerity there.
Or he
But
just
dude,
doesn't
like,
try too hard as a singer.
or
Could
he
be that
doesn't
too.
fucking care to try too hard as a singer because that's what pop music is, dude.
Oh, that's okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So you always gotta dig, right? You always gotta dig a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay.
I have to dig. Are you joking me?
You're
Joking me?
making digs. You're always gonna like when you always gonna dig. Or maybe he's not trying
Oh
too
yeah,
hard as a singer.
I
Like the fuck you mean?
dude,
Who cares if he's not trying too hard as a fucking
dude.
singer? Have you heard Elliott Smith sing, motherfucker? Like good lord.
I'm
Talk
yeah,
about
I
not
agree with
trying
you.
too hard as a singer. There's a lot of people that don't try hard as a singer. Jonathan David tries way too hard and he still sounds like shit.
Okay, calm down, settle down,
See?
young man, settle down.
Young man. Nah, it's cute though. I Will Buy You a New Life is a good song. It's my 4B.
It's just, I mean, in the end, this song, it's very poppy, it's very catchy, but it also has this like kind of laid back feel to the entire thing. Nothing explodes. Like there's no big chorus, there's no big breakdown or anything like that. It's just kind
Correct.
of like just this kind of mid tempo jam the entire song. The way he's singing too, it's just very kind of, it's like he's just sitting back and relaxing. Like there's no trying hard in this song at all. I think it's a great
California
song.
lifestyle, baby boy. Just living the dream.
Going back to Santa Monica.
You know what else is cool too is
What?
like they didn't take off till like 30s, right? So like Art is Art. He's moving up to Oregon. He's like moving to Frisco. He's kind of like going back and forth, not really knowing what he wants to do, just kind of like puttering around, making like bottom dollar, working at record shops and
And
shit.
he was in a cowpunk band before this too, like something so different than what Everclear became in the mid to late '90s.
Yeah. And then he finally again that demo was like his thing of saying like, should I pursue this? Is this even worth it? And I think that like a lot of times you hear people getting found, right? Getting found. We talked about like SDP and stuff and how they blew up overnight and people get found. I think
Mm-hmm.
like the success of Everclear is because of Art. And like obviously it's because he writes the lyrics and he's the face of the band. But I think it's because he believed in himself and therefore Everclear is successful. And everything prior to like Everclear, Art led a rock star life.
Mm-hmm.
And that is wild to think that post Everclear, even success, he's not the same person as he was prior to Everclear, right? Whereas
Yeah,
normally like bands kind of go through it while they're in the band. It's like he was like 30, dude. Like this record came out when he was like 33.
yeah, something
Like
like that.
that's like almost our age where like at this point, like you probably should be fucking thinking about a career or something. I don't know. And you already had a kid at this point, and it's like, damn, bro, like you still believe in yourself that much to where you're going for it this late in life. Like that's cool. I like that. I like that.
I do too. I do
I
too.
like that. I like that.
And also kind of like going into his personal life too. So he got sober when he was 22 years old. Quit cold turkey. He was a hardcore addict, like drinking alcohol, heroin, cocaine, pretty much everything you could possibly do. He was doing.
Dude, heroin
He,
at
o-
like 12,
he
13.
overdosed multiple times. He tried to commit suicide after his girlfriend after she did commit suicide. He was 12, she was 15. She committed suicide. A few months after she died, he tried it too, and it obviously didn't succeed in it. And he's still alive today, but yeah, and he's just had like a fucked up life. And his brother died. His brother died of an overdose too when he was, I think it was right before his girlfriend. Oh, no, it was like
Yeah,
2-3 months before his girlfriend
yeah.
committed suicide. His brother had died of a heroin overdose, and then his girlfriend committed suicide. Then he tried to commit suicide a few months after her failed, and then I guess he was living with his dad for a little while. Like he reconnected with his dad when he was like 16, and that fell through. And damn, dude, yeah, he really did have a fucked up life. I mean, he was
Like a
living in the
super fucked
he was
up
living in the
life.
housing projects out in L.A. for that's where he grew up, were the housing projects. And it's funny if or not funny, but when you look at like if on Wikipedia that housing project has its own Wikipedia page, and it at the bottom it actually has notable people that came from this housing project, and he's listed as one of the 3 people that came from it. The other guy was an actor, but I don't remember who it was, and then like some athlete. I don't remember who it was either, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude had a horrible fucking life, and it's kind of interesting too because there's a line in Father of Mine when he says a poor white boy in a black neighborhood, and like where we're at kind of in today's climate, that's like a weird concept to think of, but it's like this was like the 80s, man, the 70s, 80s, right? This was like he
70s,
was
80s, yeah.
like yeah, so like it's he got fucked up, dude, and like he said some horrible things happened to him, and I feel for him, and it's sad, and I can't even imagine like how he even survived all of this. And in one of the interviews that I watched too, he also said that he had never told his mom what happened because he was raped by a bunch of older
Oh yeah, there's
kids
that too.
that he was hanging out at the house, and the way he told the story, and he kind of laughs about it now in a way that's like an uncomfortable laugh. It's like, man, I told the story so much, I don't hurt on the story anymore, so I can kind of like, here we go again, which is kind of cool because it kind of breaks down that barrier, lets other people kind of like open up about their own stories, which is why Art's such a great storyteller. But he talks about how like he went to his friend's house and his friends had older brothers, and the older brothers were around. And older brothers, I mean, like he was like 11 and the older brother was like 16, and they're all drinking, right? Like at fucking
Yeah,
11 and 16, they're all drinking, and the older brothers get too drunk and don't just like beat on Art. Like they beat the shit out of him. Like they fuck him up. And he never told his mom because he knew his mom, she was a Southern girl, and like he knew that she carried a gun, and she always had a gun in the house, and she would have killed them all. And so he said that he kind of didn't tell his mom to protect his mom, and like that's fucking wild.
that is. That
That is
really is.
insanity.
But it shows his
Massive.
insight. But it shows his insight as a young kid too, like knowing that if she were to retaliate, she would get fucked, and he would that
You'd
like
have nobody.
he'd have nobody, and she'd be off. She would be in jail. You know what I mean? So it shows his maturity at such a young age as well. That most 11-year-olds, especially nowadays, they don't have that. They don't have that kind of insight at all, or the maturity at all.
I barely have that fucking maturity.
That's true too. Yeah, yeah, you definitely don't. But um, so everything to everyone. What do you have lyrically on this one?
This is a sad song about someone who's self-defeating in their
Right.
constant people pleasing, right? Trying to be someone or something for everyone is a very self-destructive trait, and but something everybody does. We kind of all do at some point or another.
Okay. So I took it from a
That's
different
is that what
perspective.
we're talking about? Everything to everyone, or I will buy you a
Yes,
new life.
everything to everyone.
I'm
I
pretty sure
even
you said.
brought no. I even brought it up. I said because you were singing "I Will Buy You a New Life," and I said that's the wrong song,
I know
dude.
you
We're
said
talking about
that, but I
everything to
thought you were
everyone.
just joking. But what the fuck are we
No,
talking about?
we're talking about everything to everyone.
Yeah, because that's my 9B.
Oh my god. Once okay, so that goes to show all these songs are almost interchangeable.
Well,
Most of
that's
these
because
songs
I
are
thought you
interchangeable.
said everything to everyone. That's
Oh my
why.
god.
So
And
like
what you said,
when you're editing, if you're editing, somebody listens, and then if somebody comes across you actually saying, "I will buy you a new life," then that'll be one thing. But I don't know. I don't remember.
unbelievable,
Because yeah, there
unbelievable.
is cowpunk shit here, and I literally read all my notes for fucking "I will buy you a new life," and like none of that has anything to do with this.
But it does. It a lot of it does have to do with this because a
I
lot
mean,
of
they're
these songs
similar.
are pretty damn similar.
Well, that's like saying fucking "Drain You" is gonna sound like half of the other cute
Okay,
songs on
settle
Nevermind,
down,
right? Okay.
settle down, settle
How? What do
down.
you mean settle down? You say settle down, and then
God,
okay,
you're
show
just
me,
getting
show me,
mad.
show me.
You're just getting upset because you realize that a lot of these songs are pretty interchangeable,
Yes,
musically, lyrically.
never
Okay,
said otherwise.
So then let's just move on from let's just move on from this song. We've already fucked this one up. So let's
Everything to
move on from
everyone.
this one. Everything to everyone. What's your 3B?
That was my 9B. So I'm gonna just go highlight that red. So we call that one a day. All right, 3B.
That's my 5B, so I will buy you with New Life as my 5B. So I guess we can.
We talked about the Randy Newman thing, or you talked about the Randy Newman thing.
I mentioned it, yeah, but we weren't talking about that song, but okay.
I think you're crazy. My 3B is amphetamine. Called amphetamine.
That's also my 3B as well.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, dude. Come on.
What?
I
just said I know.
You're on your fucking high horse.
I'm not on a horse. I'm sitting down. I don't even know how to ride. I hate horses. Actually, I hate horses.
You are actually terrified of horses. I've been around you when horses are around.
Hate horses.
And you will make a point of going very far around a horse to avoid them.
I think horses may be like my most hated animals. I fucking hate horses. Fucking hate them.
It's like the only thing I've ever seen you afraid of are horses.
Yeah, they're fucking huge.
They are. They are.
You see me around a moose, I'll be the same way. You see me around a fucking rabid grizzly bear, I'll probably be the same way. Okay. Just saying.
Okay.
Amphetamine. Anyway, here we go. Typical easy song to get into. It's a typical punk rock song. You know what I mean? Like this is run of the mill shit. There's nothing crazy here. There's nothing extravagant, but fuck, man, this is just so goddamn good. Sticking to the basics.
Sticking to the basics. Nice throwback to their first and especially their second record. Absolutely. Faster punk song, but it's still very, very catchy. Some solid lead guitar parts. The only thing I could criticize about the song is the outro. It's a little bit long and it's not necessary. Like it kind of stops and it's the strings and all that kind of stuff. You don't need that. You don't need that.
Like for me, that's what makes this song better is because you get to the outro, everything slows down to an absolute crawl. And you think like, oh yeah, we're going to get some type of like wily transition or a 4 count back in. But like, no, man, like calm down. And then you get the little Beach Boys outro, take a breath, let it out, call it a day. I love that. Like it.
Okay. I get what you're saying. And that's kind of cool too. But I don't know. What else do you have on this song?
Okay. No, that's
really, I mean,
there's a couple parts here.
It's not like the deepest song musically, so
there were a couple parts here that reminded me of Say Anything, like instrumentally. Say Anything did a lot of their Max did a lot of these. I think in the Metaphorful, in the Metaphorful, he does a lot of those kind of like like those things, and Amphetamine does that same thing. So I guess Say Anything stole from Amphetamine, right? Instead of like stealing from prior influence, they stole from Everclear.
You're so annoying.
What? Just saying. Say Anything stole everything from Everclear because of that one part. Yeah, that's really all I got musically for Amphetamine. Call it Amphetamine. It's good.
Okay. Yeah. I don't have much to say.
I feel like we're just like you're I
mean, at this point,
you never like climbed like Goliath. Why? Goliath
it never.
You never even got to the top. You're just kind of like,
no,
fuck,
I'm like
man,
halfway
like
up
Thomas
Goliath.
the Engine over here trying to make it up there. But like, I don't think you're ever going to make it to that peak right there. No. Whereas like me, I've already dropped. I've already like put my hands in because the tunnel's going to cut off my arms. So I can put them in real quick. I'm already like going back and forth. Dude, I'm all over the place.
Damn, Goliath at Six Flags, the amusement park is the best ride at Six Flags. Dude, that steep crawl up and up and up and up, and then you stop, you peak at the top, you stop, and then you drop into the ground. You drop into the ground.
Yeah, they dug a hole into the ground, so you go below ground in the little cave. And every time I haven't been there in a long time, but every time I would go there, I always put my hands down.
Yeah,
because I'm afraid they're gonna get cut off. Even though like you're nowhere near it, it's like 20 feet above you.
I know.
And then be like top 3 roller coasters I've ever been on.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite. And then you get going so fast on those turns that the centripetal force starts affecting you and you can't move, like you're stuck to the seat like this.
Yeah, and your face is
Dude, I fucking love it.
like you're
Yeah,
melting, like you're
it's
the
fucking
guy from
great.
Indiana Jones, face melting off.
It's a great roller coaster. Great roller coaster.
Fantastic, perfect roller coaster. 3 out of 3.
Yes. Amphetamine. It's a pretty basic song. It's a pretty
That's
basic
okay.
song, but it's fun. But I do
I don't.
like how much of a throwback it is to the older stuff.
I mean, the Amphetamine is better than the first record entirely.
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
It's a perfect punk rock song.
But
Perfect.
it's a song that could also be on their second record, on Sparkle and Fade. It could
It's
have been
better
on
than
that
any of their punk rock songs on the second record.
Okay. Okay.
Do you not think Santa Monica's your best song? Like, you never even like said yes or no.
I mean, wouldn't. I guess it's like objectively their best song. It's not my favorite, but it's objectively, I would say, their best song.
Your favorite's wrong then. You picked a wrong favorite.
But my favorite is only based off of nostalgia. That's the only reason.
And your nostalgia is wrong.
Okay,
change it.
But it's not, nostalgia is wrong.
So well, you know what I mean. Let's change it. Say something else. It's not hard. I need one.
What I've always thought was interesting about this week and listening to this band is that they don't focus a lot on like guitar leads really, or texture, or the texturing. What is it? Texturing, layering, like different guitars and sounds and things like that. A lot of most everything they do is vocal based. But it would have been cool, like if they would have really. There's so many moments on this record where it would have been a lot cooler had they thrown in more of a lead guitar. They had 2 guitarists in the band, and one guy could play the lead guitar
Not
really
here.
Well.
It was just him. They didn't have nobody else.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's my point.
They didn't want nobody else.
If they had a second guitar player,
but they're not a rock band. They're a pop band. Don't forget,
Jeff.
Don't forget.
I know.
Don't forget.
They could still be a pop band and still have some cool guitar leads. Good
you know
things
what?
to church it up a little bit.
You know what?
Good things to church it up a little bit. Vancombe lady over here. All right.
And that harkens back to why I brought up the 8-track earlier from their demo. Is there? He was so used to just tracking one part on guitar, and he's like, fuck, I only have one more track left. I wanted to add more vocals to it because that's what I want to do. That's what I want this band to be, not a rock band. I want this band to be a pop band that is just kind of rocky.
I get it. I get it. I totally get it, and I understand why he thought that.
Do you?
Because that's one of their strong points.
Kid?
But
do you, kid?
That's so disrespectful.
Never used that one before, have we?
That's true. Yeah, we've never used that. That's the.
Do you, kid?
One of the very few references.
The wool thing, doesn't he? He does like the wool thing.
No, I think he just does a point. I don't know if he does the wool.
Kid. You call it, dude. You could like, bro. If I called Renee, if you called Tammy kid, like, oof, heavens would come down.
Yeah, she would be pretty pissed.
Renee wouldn't talk to me for 3 days if I called her kid. I'm gonna try it.
You definitely should try it with her. I don't think Tammy would get too mad if I were to say that, unless we were like in a really bad, like serious argument.
Yeah, it would have to be mid argument. Like, listen, kid, and you got to put the hand up.
Yeah,
bro, listen, kid.
Like, listen, kid.
Oh.
I do say "listen, Linda" a lot to her, but she doesn't get the reference. Listen, Linda. I don't know how she doesn't get that reference.
If you don't get the reference, it's gonna piss you off. Like, what the fuck you call me Linda for?
She breezes by it, like she doesn't even hear me say Linda.
Oh, dude,
but I think it's funny every time I say it. So, whatever. Anyway, amphetamine. What, do you want to just kind of run through the songs and wrap it up?
Yeah, let's run through. I have a lot of notes. So
all right, so let's
run through.
Let's go. Let's do this. So we did Everything to Everyone, Ataraxia, just an interlude, radio PSA about that particular kind of medicine.
It's actually from an old 50s film called The Relaxed Wife. I don't know why I watched it, but I watched it last night. It's 12 minutes long. It's a short film, and it's from the 50s, and it's from Pfizer, and it was one of their first like was one of the first times like a full blown like advertisement came out for a pharmaceutical company, and it was for a drug to help you relax, named after that thing, ataraxia.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny. It's pretty funny. It's a very like, if you want to see what 50s life in America was like, then dude, you watch that shit, because that's kids come into the room and they're yelling like daddy, 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 and the mom's like, you guys need to shush. Dad had a long day at work. Get out of here. Just go to bed. Okay, I love you, daddy. And it's like, damn, bro, that's something.
It's not life nowadays.
That's something. Normal Like You, right? That's my 5B.
Okay, that's not a B for me.
Not a B for me. Okay,
So
that's
so
fine.
all so the rest of the songs are not B's for me.
That's that's something.
That's
Okay.
something, dude.
We'll run through them. Here we go, because I got notes for them, so we're gonna do them.
All
Normal
right,
Like
let's
You.
go.
I fucking love this intro. It's squirrely and goofy. Then we get that 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. Classic stuff. You can't go wrong with the 4 count in.
There's some there's that, and there's some good like back and forth guitars. You know, that's always fun. Who doesn't love that kind of stuff? Solid bass line in the verses.
So you use
too.
some heavier bass tones on this one, actually.
Yeah, and then in like the pre-chorus, there's like that nice like palm muted buildup, which is really cool too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the chorus hits just as hard as the verses, melody wise, instrumentally. So yeah, it's a good song.
Mm-hmm. And then did we talk about I Will Buy You a New Life, kind of? But I don't know.
Yeah, let's just move on from it. We
One Hit Wonder. This is my 7B. I there's a lot to like about this one. I like his vocal parts. There's cool bass parts here also, which we don't really get a lot of on the record. I think this is an example of like, damn, this is a really, really, really good filler song. Like 89.9% B plus plus, but it's still an A. Follows the formula, still fucking banger of a song.
I said it's almost a filler song. There's some fun like vocal harms throughout the song, but some cowbell, like not even like normal cowbell. It's like a higher pitched cowbell, which is fun, and decent bass line. But yeah, overall close to a filler. So
that's okay. El Distorto de Melodica, 8B.
Instrumental, baby.
Yeah, it's a weird spot for such like an aggressive and heavy instrumental, but I like it. It breaks up the sound of the Everclears. It's a good jam track, right? These guys are just showing. They're not showing off or going crazy. They're just having fun grooving with each other. They're not great musicians, but they're having fun playing their music, and that's
3-minute song. 3-minute song, dude. This sounds like it sounds like a White Zombie song. This is fucking white. Like if White Zombie were to make an instrumental, that's what this is.
I mean, exactly. White Zombie is essentially kind of like a pop fucking band too. Like
they're pop industrial, pop metal. Absolutely. So, Amphetamine we talked about.
Call it Amphetamine. White men, black suits. Black. So like the intro here is "I Won't Back Down" by Tom Petty.
Yes.
But
that's what it is. I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
I Won't Back Down.
Oh, fuck yes.
Gonna stand my ground.
Yes. That it's the super clean palm muted. Palm mutes. Yeah, that's what it is. Crisp
little pick.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. But it's
trying to figure out what that was.
Like they like Tom. Who didn't like Tom Petty, right? In this day and age, this age group, like these guys love Tom Petty. So they're not ripping off Tom Petty. I think they're paying homage to Tom Petty. Just like when you hear like bands do that when the levee breaks, like guitar part or that drum part, that whatever that fucking thing that Bonham does, I can't even fucking mouth it. But like that's an iconic drum intro. And so when you hear people do it, it's molasses spilling out of your mouth. White men, black suits. But I don't know, not really crazy here. It's still a banger. I fucking love this song. This is a 6B for me. I love this song.
Which one? Sunflowers?
No, we're White Men, Black Suits, kid.
Oh, okay.
I'm just looking at the notes here. That's all right. We move on. Sunflowers. This is my first actual filler track. Sunflowers. But this it's still really good. I fucking love this song. I think it's amazing. I Don't Believe in God. This one's cool too. This one's about it. Lyrically, I like this one a lot because it's about his mom, and he's exploring like the realization that the reason his mom was the way she wasn't like entirely her fault. And like now as a parent, he is kind of looking back and says like, I know who you were. I know the truth about you, but I don't blame you for what you did. Even
Yeah.
although like I kind of do blame you for what you did, it wasn't your fault, and that sucks. And I think that's cool. That's a little deep. I like that.
Yeah, and then musically too with this song, it's probably
You probably
the
hate this
biggest
shit, huh?
departure. No, I mean, it's a fine song, but it didn't make a banger. But it's definitely the biggest departure musically from the rest of the record. I mean, this is like the banjo. It's has some bluegrass elements to it. It's acoustic, more acoustic based, which is cool too. It's totally fine. It's totally cool. Not knocking it
What's
for it. I'm just kind of speaking to the people listening or watching that this is definitely a departure.
What's
So
funny is like this is like their throwback to like the cowpunk era and that sound, but really it's just Everclear with the banjo. Like that's it.
yeah, that's really what it is. Yeah,
That's all it is.
so
And
one
then
dimensional.
yeah, and then like a California King, the last track. This is honestly for me the biggest takeaway for this one is that it bleeds into a Christmas song that I
Yeah,
kind of like
hitting you
because
for Christmas. Yeah.
it's Everclear because it just sounds like Everclear, and I don't
So
mind it.
did you hear or did you notice that like a California King, this song doesn't sound like it belongs on the record. Like it sounds like it's not mixed for the record. Doesn't sound like it's mastered for the record. It
It sounds
it it sounds like a demo. It
yeah, it
doesn't sound
sounds
right.
bad,
And then you go into hating you for Christmas, and that sounds like it belongs on the record.
right?
So I don't
And I don't know why. I don't know.
I don't know
I
why
did
either.
notice that. I don't know why that is. I don't know. That's weird.
It's just very low quality sounding. And like a California King and Hating You for Christmas are definitely also like a throwback to their previous record, more rock based, still with a shit ton of pop melodies, but still more rock based than most of this record is. Um, two solid songs, honestly. Both songs are great, and I like how Spotify splits them up, so it's not that Hating You
Yes.
for Christmas is a separate track rather than a hidden song. So I like that a lot.
Yes. Gotta split these
But
up, dude. I fucking all the
yeah,
noise, all the dead air and shit like that. Like my god, we gotta stop doing that.
yeah, I agree. I
Cut it.
agree. All right. So let's give our final thoughts on So Much for the Afterglow and rate the record based off of our world famous 3 point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So what do you got? Go.
I think in an era, a decade, a time of music where everything was just so drab, so like, oh, everybody's so angry all the time. My God. We have Everclear. We get Everclear to kind of pull through and deliver us from evil and give us these Beach Boys esque fucking melodies and pop songs that are just like, what the fuck, man? The only other kind of like one hit wonder like that again was like Semisonic when they hit the closing time thing, which I think is not about like the closing time of a bar. That's what I've always thought it was, but I don't think that's.
Yeah.
I think I've read places that said it's not about that, but I don't give a fuck. But yeah, Everclear is something. It's something unique in that every one of their songs, most of their songs, are pretty upbeat and uplifting and very positive, very happy, very happy go lucky, and
Mm.
that's nice. That's nice to hear. Like my God, I get it. Like everybody's fucking mad. Everyone's mad in the '90s. What are we so mad for in the '90s? Good Lord, fuck off.
Everybody now should be mad the way
Everybody
they
now
were in the
should be
90s.
mad.
Yeah.
Good Lord, fucking A. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Know
Know
what I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying? But this isn't like the end all be all stuff. It's just really good. Again, I'm gonna say it. Sunshine power pop is what this is. You throw a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of guitars at the mamas and the papas and tell them to like be a little more aggressive. That's Everclear, dude. It's just good pop music with a little aggressive guitars. 2.5.
2.5. Wow. All right. Yeah, I like that how they are influenced so much by the Beach Boys and other bands, Weezer, things like that. You know
Good
what I mean?
Lord.
This is a great pop rock record. I agree with you. This is the one. I think from a pop rock standpoint, this is the greatest record from the '90s. Like straight up pop rock. This is like the greatest from the '90s.
Like everyone's trying to reinvent themselves in the fucking '90s and push the envelope, and that's why I hate SCP so much. Is because they try to do all of it and they fucking are miserable at all of it. Like this is just like it's
Yeah.
okay to just go back to basics. It's okay. This is
And that's
better
what
than that.
and that's what they do on this record, because this record is very, very stripped down in every on every level. And that's what makes it so much fun and so catchy. But yeah, unfortunately some songs bleed together. A lot of the melodies bleed together. His vocals sound very similar to others on this record and everything after. Um, but it's fun. It's a fun listen through. I would listen to it again. I would not get it on vinyl. Do you have this on vinyl?
You have the dumbest shit on vinyl, bro. You have like 15 copies of the same garbage album, but you wouldn't buy this?
That's wrong. That's wrong. Do you have this on vinyl?
Dude, I don't.
So what are you bitching about?
Because I'm waiting for trust and believe. When an OG walks through the store, I'm taking it home, baby. Call
right,
amphetamine.
I haven't even given you a rating yet.
I know, because I don't even care what you're rating. We just move on.
I'll give this a 2 out of 3. Anyway. I'll give it a 2 out of 3. That's fair. 2 out of 3.
That. I like that.
2 out of 3. I would go.
She really likes it. That's what I was hoping.
I would go back to it. As much shit as I talked on it. It's if you just throw it on and you don't think about it too much, it's just a great fucking listen. It's honestly a great listen. I always have a good time. Yeah.
I like doing these 90s records from bands that aren't fucking like the main ones, right? The ones that like, oh yeah, Nirvana, they had that Pumpkins, one song. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Like everybody knows they're great. Everybody knows what they did. But then you get a band like Everclear and it's like, yeah, they sing that stupid Father of Mine song, right? It's like, well, you know, hold on there, dude. Hold on there, Skip. There's actually a lot of good stuff to like about Everclear. There's actually a lot of cool stuff here that if you just like tone it down a little bit and realize that it's not supposed to be what you think it is, then it's pretty goddamn good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping with next week too. And we all know what it is next week and everybody's going to hate it anyway, but next week I like even more than this week. So
we'll see.
And the following week is just like
S tier.
Unless we cut something else in between that one.
Oh yeah, we might actually. Yeah, we actually talked about that before the pod. We might actually extend 90 season,
which I'm down. We could go 90 season all fucking day.
I think I might. I think that might be fun. So yeah, I give this a 2 out of 3. Give it a 2.5 out of 3. So that's all we have. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. Tell your friends, share all the posts. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, and that's it. That's all.
Jeffy.